Hello guys, and welcome to video number 2 on lesson 2-4. So what we're going to be doing right now is I'm going to be correcting the assignment that you guys just did on page 54. So going through those, hopefully with some good explanations. And then I'm going to actually show you how to use your calculator to maybe be able to do these more efficiently and effectively. So you guys can continue doing them the way you either did by putting them back in standard notation and adding them together, or the other way of learning exponent rules, or you will be able to use your calculators for today. So I am going to go through 2 of the methods on all of the assignments here, and then we'll go from there and see where you guys have questions or need any more additional help. All right, number 7. So number 7, the way we were just doing it is that when we are multiplying, we're going to take the coefficient or the multiplier of 5 times 3.38. When you take 5 times 3.38, we get 16.9 times 10. Now remember, when you're multiplying, we add exponents. So 12 plus 6 is 18. Now, this is not scientific notation because that number 16.9 is not between 1 and 10. So I have to make it smaller, so 1.69. If I make that smaller, then I have to make this exponent right here bigger, so it's going to go up to 19. All right. And then here for the final answer, we're going to take 8.4 and divide by 4.2. So just do that right on your calculator and we get 2. And then we're going to write times 10. So let's see here. We are going to subtract exponents. So 21 minus 14 is 7. All right. It looks like that's in scientific notation. So we are good to go. Number 9, they just want you to practice going from scientific notation and what it looks like on a calculator. So remember, on the calculator, oftentimes you can't see that times 10. So they write that as 3.6 e and then the power of 11. So number 12 is going just the opposite. So they have it. This is what you would see on the calculator. So how would you write that if you were taking a test and putting it on a piece of paper? On a piece of paper, we wouldn't want to see the e. So we would want to see on a piece of paper 7.6 times 10. And then make sure you get that exponent lifted a little bit so that it is a negative 4. All right, now we went on to number, I think it was 16. So number 16 here, hopefully I have it in here. All right, there's number 16. So we are talking about adult blue whale can eat 4.0 times 10 krill a day. At that rate, how many krill can adult blue whale eat in 3.65 days? So we have to eat. So it's kind of like saying you eat 5 pounds of food a day. How many pounds do you eat in 10 days? How many total pounds did you now eat? So we would multiply those 2 numbers together. So we can take 4 times 10 to the 7th, and we are going to multiply that to 3.65 times 10 to the 2nd. Times 10 to the 2nd. All right, so because this is multiplying, we're going to multiply 4 times 3.65. So go ahead and grab your calculators. And then this is going to be, that exponent is going to be, because it's multiplying, it's going to be times 10. And we're going to add our exponents. So we get a 9. So if we multiply those together, I think we're going to get 14.6. Now remember, that is not scientific notation. So that this is going to be move this so that this goes down. So it's 1.46 times 10. And if this part goes down, that has to go up. So that exponent will become a 10. Now, how can we do that problem on a calculator? Well, I'm going to show you how we can switch that and do that on a calculator. So that first number that we had was 4 And then we want times 10. So if you look at this button in here, there's a button that has EE. So look above the 7. I can't really click on it right now, but above the 7, see it has that comma, and then it has the blue EE in the corner. So I'm going to hit second, and then that EE. So you see how the E shows up? And then we want to the 7th power. So that says 4 times 10 to the 7th power. And now I want to multiply that by 3.65, and I want times 10. So again, I have to use that EE, which is above that number 7 here. Second EE, and that is to the 2nd power. And so when I get that together, then I have my answer in here in 1.46 e to the 10th. Okay, now remember, if you're going to write that on a piece of paper, that would be 1.46 times 10 to the 10th power. Okay, and that is the answer that we got. Now, how did I get to this calculator right here? Well, I do have a calculator put in your folder so that you guys can go to this. But if you Google MCA calculator and just keep clicking the buttons until you get there, it's going to take you to the TI-84 Plus. But I also put the graphing calculator TI-84 Plus into your math folder so that you could go ahead and use it there. Okay, so sometimes in here, if you look in here, the mode, those white words that say mode right next to that second button, this is in normal. We want to make sure that this is in scientific notation over here. So you might have to go over and hit enter so that we get into scientific notation. And then to get out of this and back to using the calculator, we hit second quit, and then it'll go back to this mode right here. We want to get answers in scientific notation. Okay, so let's go back and try another problem here from our homework. All right, the next problem here was, let's see, 17. So a newborn baby has about, really big number there. I'm going to just erase this writing here so it's out of our way. Cells. An adult has about 4.93 times 10 to the 13. About how many more times does adult have than a newborn? So how many more? We're going to take that bigger number there. So we are going to take the 4.94 times 10, those adult cells, and divide by that newborn baby cells. So the 26, 1, 2, 3, ... all the way. Okay, so there's a couple different ways you can do that, and we can just go right to our calculator. So I'm going to show you what this looks like on the calculator, and we can put that first number in there, 4.94, and remember, to get the scientific notation, we hit second EE, it's that one right above the 7, and that exponent is 13. And now we are dividing by, and what was that? 26, one too many zeros in there, so I have to go back. Now I need to put in 3, 6, 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hit enter. And there is our answer, 1.9 times 10 to the 3rd power. So remember, when you're writing that on paper, we can't do that E, so we have to go times 10 to the 3rd power. So as we go back to this answer came out to be 1.9 times 10 to the 3rd power. All right, number 18. What is the total amount of, waste generated? Waste generated. So we're going to add all of those numbers together. Okay, so we're going to add everything together. So because they're all 7s, I know this answer is going to be times 10 to the 7th. And now on your calculator, we can just add this number, and this number, the multipliers together, and we get 1.1388. All right, the next one is the plastic of the waste recovered. And again, they're all times 10, so I can just write times 10 to the 7th power, because when we add and subtract, we're just going to keep that same thing. So again, we're going to add the multipliers together, And we add those numbers together and we get, let's see, if we add those numbers together, we might get something not in scientific notation. What do we get? 4.457 plus 0.313 plus 0.255. Oh, no, I got it. 5.025. All right. So that is 19. The next number we had to do was 27. So in 27, the public debt was this number right here. The average for all the people was this right here. So they want to know how many times greater that is. So we're going to take the 9.06 times 10 to the 12th, and we're going to divide by 3.08 times 10 to the 8th. So we can just go do that right on the calculator. We're going to just take those numbers and go right to the calculator here. So that first number was 9.06. Remember to get the EE in here. We're going to hit second EE, and that exponent is a 12. And we're going to divide by, what was it, 3.08. Remember to get second EE in there because that's your times 10 and that power is 8. And just hit enter and there's your answer. Now I'm only going to go to two places and write 2.94 times 10 to the 4th power. So I'm just going to write it as 2.94 times 10. And what was that exponent? A 4, I think. So I know there were more digits after there, but I'm only going to go that far for right now. All right, and then number 29 was the last problem. A student found the product of this times this to be this. Okay, what is the error? Well, let's see. We got 10 to the 15th. So remember, when we're multiplying, we add exponents. Okay, 9 plus 6 is 15, so that looks right. And then we have to multiply the multipliers together. So we have 8 times 5, so it should be 40 times 10, and what do we get to the 15th power? Well, they just have a 4, and it should have been 40. So are they off by a multiple of 10? Should it really be 4 times 10? And this gets smaller, so this exponent has to get bigger. Okay, so it was off by a multiple of 10. All right, so you guys have a choice on to do these and that you guys can use this graphing calculator. Now remember, you might need to change the mode, the white words mode, and put it in scientific notation. And at the end, you might need to, well, because it's on this graphing calculator, you won't have to, but you might have to on your calculator too. And remember that EE is right above the 7. All right, if you guys have any questions, just join me in a Zoom and I'll be happy to help you guys out. If not, you can do it one of the other two methods. All right, hope everything goes great for you guys and good luck on the next part of your assignments.